And I just wanted to add one more thing to the end of this video. I totally missed it in the rest of the video of this course. What kind of pan would I recommend you use for doing a fried steak in a pan? Okay, cast iron, and I'll tell you why. Well, first, do your own research. Don't take all my advice. But um, cast iron is an awesome metal material. You don't wash it. In fact, it's almost just rinse. I guess you could say just wipe it out, all the stuff. Um, they say wash it out. Don't use soap. Just rinse it out thoroughly and dry it down. And then there's some kind of oil you can keep it oiled in. It creates an awesome, unique flavor and really increases the caramelization process. The whole sear we talked about, searing your steak. It really just makes it all work so much better than the pan I use. The pan I used is a great one. It's a non-stick blah 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 pan. I would never recommend spraying any kind of a PAM or non-stick coating spray over anything. Just use the olive oil like we talked about. Use the butter. And when cooking with cast iron, you're going to notice a day and night difference. And be careful with the handles, as a lot of them don't have rubber handles when you go to grab it. But I would recommend cast iron above any other kind of pan that you could pan fry a steak in. And when it comes to crock pot for keeping if you were doing a lot of steak and you were keeping it moist and juicy and warm, throwing your steaks in there will do that, but it's going to dry them out. So what I would recommend is I said water before. You could throw any kind of almost a beef broth. Or, of course, that's going to add a little bit more saltiness, which isn't a bad thing. Salt is really going to amplify and bring out the flavor. That's what salt does as a preservative. But water, Worcestershire sauce, and that's pretty much it to keep those flavors going. Some people I've seen use like pineapple juice or apple juice. It creates kind of a flavorful thing. It's not gonna cause a problem, and I'm not saying pour a bunch in. You could even thoroughly spray the thing just to create some kind of a moisture steam instead of just instant dry out cold steak or whatever. Put it on low, keep your crock pot on low, keep the lid on it, and that's how you're going to maintain that steak. If you're cooking a bunch of it is what I'm saying, or if you want to cook it and then just let it be over there. And again, don't cut it before you put it in there. You're going to do all your cutting against the grain in those strips, if that's how you want to do it. But sorry, my kid's right here. After that whole crock pot process, don't microwave it. Don't put it in the oven. Nothing like that. Don't put it in the fridge and then heat it up again. That's gross. And then a quick recap of every step. So you get your steak out of the freezer, you let it thaw overnight, or if you just get it from the market, it's already thawed. But make sure to leave it out, unwrapped everything for 20 minutes. Just let it get to be room temperature, because if you have a cold or just a cooler center in the middle of the steak when you go to cook it, it's going to have an uneven cook.